Welcome back. So today we are taking a hard left turn from our usual topics.
A very hard left.
We aren't analyzing stock markets or, historical battles. We are analyzing something far more volatile and, frankly, far more stressful.
Human behavior.
Human behavior under the microscope of reality television. Specifically, we are diving headfirst into the absolute chaos that is Singles Inferno, Episode 4.
And chaos is really the only word for it. We're looking at a detailed psychological breakdown of this episode. And while if you thought dating was hard in the real world, this island is basically a gladiatorial arena for emotions.
It is. The source material we have today describes this not as a romance, but as a thriller of social dynamics. And at the center of this whole storm, we have one person. The sources call her the central figure of controversy. We are talking about Mina-Su.
Oh, yes.
And the word the analysis uses to describe her behavior in this episode is very specific. It's greed.
Greed. And just to be clear, the source isn't talking about, hoarding food supplies or taking extra blankets. We're talking about emotional greed. An inability to stick to one person, a constant need for validation, and a tendency to disrupt everyone else's connections just to see if she can.
And that is the mission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
We are going to act as your guides through the secondhand embarrassment. And trust me, the source notes literally say they had to close their laptop at one point.
I believe it. It was painful to watch.
It was so painful.
Yeah.
We need to figure out, is Mina-Su a master strategist playing the game to win? Or is she crossing a line into, genuine disrespect for the other Islanders?
It's the difference between exploring your options and treating people like disposable toys. And the source argues that episode 4 is where the mask really slips.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The episode kicks off with a selection process for a photo shoot mission. And this is where we encounter the incident the source labels the name amnesia.
This scene, it just sets the tone for everything that follows. The setup is simple. Everyone needs a partner for a photo shoot, but Mina-Su is in a tough spot because she's picking late. And her top choices, Sun-il and Subin, are already taken.
The board is shrinking, so she's standing there. She has to pick someone from the remaining men to spend the afternoon with. And she glitches.
It is a total system failure. The source describes her like scratching her head, looking at these men, Sun-hun and Sun-min, and openly admitting she does not remember their names.
I mean, can you imagine? You are on a dating show. Your one job is to know who these people are.
It's the bare minimum.
And you look at them and basically say, who are you again?
But it gets worse. It gets so much worse. The source highlights this moment with Ju-young. She's standing nearby, sees Mina struggling,
Right.
and she actually whispers the names to Mina. She gives her the cheat sheet.
Throws her a lifeline.
She does. And Mina-Su still fumbles the names immediately after.
No.
Yes. That is the moment the source says the secondhand embarrassment just peaked. It just screams a total lack of awareness.
But let's try to unpack the why here. Is she just bad with names, or is this something else going on?
Well, the source notes present two theories. The first one is the language barrier theory.
Okay.
Mina was born in Australia, raised in the States. English is her dominant language.
Okay.
So the names Sun-hun, Sun-min, Sun-il, phonetically, they are pretty similar. Under pressure, with cameras rolling, it's possible she just short-circuited.
Which is the charitable interpretation, right?
Yeah.
I'm stressed, I'm translating, I panicked.
Exactly. But then there's theory number 2, which the source seems to lean towards.
Oh, jeez.
The lack of interest theory. The idea here is that because her main options, Sun-il and Subin, were gone, she had mentally checked out.
Ouch.
She hadn't bothered to memorize the names of the backup men because she didn't view them as actual contenders.
That is harsh. It's like treating them like NPCs, non-player characters in her own personal video game.
Precisely. I don't need to know your name unless you have a quest for me.
Yeah.
And the strategic fallout of this clumsiness was huge. In her panic, she eventually picks Sun-hun the New Yorker and Sun-min.
And this is key. Sun-min had just come back from paradise with Gyun, right? They were actually building something.
They were. So by picking Sun-min, Mina-Su effectively blocks Gyun from picking him. She forces Gyun to pair up with JN by default.
So now you have Gyun just watching her guy get dragged off by a woman who doesn't even know his name.
Talk about adding insult to injury.
And that leads us directly into the photo shoot itself. The source calls this segment Pose, Jealousy, and the Walrus.
This whole segment is a masterclass in mixed signals. So the mission is to take the hottest photo to win a prize. Mina is in a trio with Sun-hun and Sun-min, but where is her attention?
It's not on her partners. Nope. She is laser-focused on Hyun and Subin.
Watching them like a hawk. And this is where that greed narrative really takes hold in the analysis. Mina sees Hyun and Subin posing together, and she just can't hide her displeasure.
What does she do?
She actually says out loud, "I don't think they look that nice together."
Wow. That is bold. You are standing there with two men you chose, but you're critiquing the couple over there.
And the source calls out the double standard explicitly. Mina wants the freedom to explore multiple options. She wants Sunil, she wants Subin, she's with Sunhun, but she gets visibly angry when the guy she wants, Subin, interacts with anyone else.
And was the criticism even valid? Like, did they look bad together?
Not according to the breakdown, no.
Yeah.
The source notes that Haeyeon and Subin were actually having this really sweet dynamic. Subin was putting in the effort, showing up and showing out. Haeyeon was nervous and shy because she genuinely likes him.
Wow.
It was a sincere moment, which made Mina's commentary from the sidelines feel even more cutting.
Okay, but we have to talk about how Mina was behaving in her own photo shoot. Because she's paired with Sunhun, the guy from New York. And previously, she has completely friend-zoned this guy.
Completely, like your family, you're a friend. But in this photo shoot, the source describes her behavior as incredibly physically suggestive.
Oh, really?
She's rubbing her hands on his abs, touching his chest, looking deep into his eyes and telling him how beautiful they are.
Okay, to be fair, the goal is to win the photo shoot. Don't you kind of have to fake it to make it?
You do, but the source argues this leaves a bad taste because of the context. She knows Sunhun likes her. She knows she has no intention of being with him. So by ramping up the physical intimacy and the compliments, she is just leading him on. She's giving him false hope just to win a game.
That feels manipulative.
It is. And she wasn't the only one acting out. We have to discuss the walrus comment. This was a shocker.
Oh my God, yes. Subin said this right.
Subin, he's watching Mina's group. Sunhun is trying to balance on these jagged rocks near the water, which the source notes look really difficult and slippery.
Yeah, that did not look easy.
And instead of being like, wow, that looks tough, Subin watches him struggle and calls him a walrus.
A walrus. That is just mean-spirited.
It's so petty. It just shows how high the tension was. Subin is jealous of Sunhun being near Mina. Mina is jealous of Hyun being near Subin. It's just this whole cycle of toxicity.
And the irony of all ironies. Who actually won the challenge in the end?
Gaon and JN.
No way.
The couple formed by accident because Mina blocked Gaon.
I love that. While everyone else is being petty and jealous, they just got the job done.
The source notes they were professional and sensual. Gaon literally stepped on JN for the pose, a total power move, and they took the win. It was a victory for focus over drama.
Absolutely. So the photo shoot ends, everyone is hot and bothered in the worst way, and we move to the mailbox segment, the voting system.
Right. So just to clarify the mechanics for everyone, participants can send a red heart to someone they're interested in, or a gold heart to someone they're curious about.
And it's all public.
Well, you vote secretly, but the results, the total counts, are announced to the whole group.
Public scoring of popularity. Brutal.
It's designed to crush egos, and the results were fascinating. Gaon, who had a rough start, ends up being the popularity queen with 4 hearts total.
Vindication. I love that for her.
Indeed. But let's look at the love triangle. Subin gets 1 red heart. The source deduces this is almost certainly from Haeyeon. But Subin isn't happy. He's upset.
Because he wanted a heart from Mina.
Exactly. And Mina. She gets 1 red and 1 gold. And she is visibly disappointed. The source describes her face. She expected a landslide. She expected everyone to be obsessed with her.
This brings us back to that word from the beginning, entitlement.
It really does. There's a specific moment the source highlights right before the results. Everyone is at the campfire. Mina sees Hyun and Subin talking, and she just stares them down.
Oh, wow.
She confesses to the camera that she is frustrated. Subin is giving Hyun attention.
But wait a minute, Mina didn't give Subin a heart, right?
No, she gave him nothing. Not a red, not a gold.
So she gives him 0 validation, but she's mad he's talking to someone else.
That is the core contradiction. She wants his loyalty without offering any security in return. The source asks, is this just about validation? Does she actually like Subin, or does she just want to win the game of who has the most hearts?
It feels like she just wants men to be available to her, regardless of whether she wants them back.
It's like she wants to keep them in her inventory, just in case. And that mindset, that need to control the board, explodes in the final segment, the truth game.
Oh, the truth game. This is where the wheels completely fall off.
The producers knew exactly what they were doing here. The rules are answer the question or follow the command, no skipping allowed. And the first big moment involves Subin.
Subin, who was just having a nice, calm chat with Hyun.
Correct. He draws a card that asks for his top pick. Now, picture the scene. He is sitting right next to Hyun, the girl who voted for him, the girl who is clearly all in.
And what does he do?
He doesn't just say a name. He physically gets up. He moves his seat away from Hyun. He walks over to Minasu and whispers in her ear.
Oh, no. That's devastating. That is a public rejection.
It's the betrayal. The source describes Hyun smiling through the pain while Minasu is absolutely gleeful. She won. She got the validation she felt entitled to. Subin publicly declared for her.
So logic would dictate. Mina reciprocates, right?
Yeah.
He just humiliated someone else for you. You take the win.
You would think. But this is Minasu we're talking about. Chaos is the brand. She draws a card. Who do you want to go to paradise with next?
Okay, everyone in the room, everyone watching at home, assumes she is going to say Subin. Or maybe Sunil, her day one crush.
She picks Sunmin.
Sunmin, the guy whose name she forgot earlier that day.
The very same.
The guy she blocked Goon from. What?
The reaction was just total confusion. Subin is sitting there, stunned. He just burned a bridge with Hyun to pledge loyalty to Mina, and Mina basically says, thanks, but I'm going to go check out this other option now.
But why? What is the strategy there?
The source speculates it's that greed again. She feels she has Subin locked down now. He confessed. So she doesn't need to spend any more energy on him. She wants to acquire a new asset.
Wow.
She wants to see if she can get Sunmin too.
That is incredibly cold. And did she even try to smooth it over?
Oh, she did. After the game, she asks Subin if he wants a snack.
A snack. Sorry, I just rejected you in front of everyone. Want a pretzel.
And Subin, to his credit, just shuts her down. He says, no, I'm good. The source notes that he was just baffled and hurt. It was instant karma.
Good for him. You can only push people so far. But Mina wasn't done disrupting relationships, was she? She still had her sights on Sunil.
Her original interest. Now, Sunil has been coupled up with me. They were seen as the mom and dad of the island stable, strong.
Right.
But Sunil gets a card asking if he'd go to paradise with someone new or someone he's been with.
And he says,
someone new.
Ew.
Which is a massive signal to Mina. And the source describes Mina's reaction as smiling ear to ear. She just lights up. She realizes Sunil is back on the market for her.
So let's just recap this. In one evening, she has disrupted Hyun's relationship with Subin. She's disrupting Goon's potential with Sunmin. And now she's circling back to blow up me and Sunil.
She is a one-woman demolition crew. But me is not going down without a fight. This is my absolute favorite moment in the source notes. The hoodie grab.
Oh, please paint the picture for us. This sounds intense.
It is cinematic. Min draws a card asking for her top pick. She's furious about Sunil's wandering eye. But instead of crying or walking away, she reaches out. She physically grabs Sunil by the fabric of his hoodie.
Yes.
She pulls him into her personal space. She whispers, you, and then she literally throws him aside.
That is the energy.
The source calls it a power move. It's possessive. It's aggressive. It's saying, I am mad at you right now, but you belong to me. It stands in such stark contrast to Mina's flighty, chaotic behavior. Mina's locking in, Mina is scattering.
It really does highlight the difference in approach. So we've gone through the episode. The source material is pretty damning of Minasu, kind of leaning towards calling her a villain. But I want to ask you, is she a villain or is she the only one playing the game correctly?
That is the ultimate debate, isn't it? The source argues that her behavior feels disingenuous because it switches every 2.5 seconds. It disregards the feelings of the other women. When you treat people like Sunhun as props or Haeon as collateral damage, you are crossing an ethical line.
But look at the results. The men are still chasing her. Subin, Sunhun, Sunil, despite all the mixed signals, they are all orbiting her.
And that is the paradox of human attraction, right?
Yeah.
The source notes that logically, this behavior should be a huge turnoff. One note says, if you say you like everyone, you like no one. It should make the men walk away.
But it doesn't.
No. It creates a scarcity mindset. Because she's hard to pin down, she becomes the ultimate prize. In game theory, this is intermittent reinforcement. You don't know if you're going to get a reward, so you keep playing the game harder. Mina is the slot machine that only pays out once in a while.
Yeah, that is a terrifying but incredibly accurate analogy. But the source also brings up a practical point that makes all this chaos seem even more futile.
Right. Mina lives in the U.S. The others all live in Korea. The source points out that this is likely just a vacation fling for her. She's not moving to Korea for these guys.
Which makes the disruption of the other relationships feel even worse. If Gyun or Mie are looking for actual long-term partners who live in the same city, and Mina's just coming in to wreck it for screen time, that really stings.
It adds a layer of selfishness to the greed. It's not just about winning the game. It's about winning at the expense of others' real-life potential.
So we have a greedy player, a power move from me, and a lot of very confused men. What is the takeaway here?
I think the takeaway is about the cost of indecision. Mina thinks she's maximizing her options, but she's actually isolating herself. By trying to keep everyone on the hook, Sun Min, Subin, Sun Il-shi is slowly making everyone distrust her. As we saw with Subin rejecting the snack, her charm has a shelf life.
The bill comes due eventually.
Exactly.
I want to leave our listener with a provocative thought to mull over. We always say we want honesty in dating shows. But imagine if Minasu was honest. Imagine if she stood up and said, I want all of you to like me, but I'm going to pick whoever I feel like in the moment, and I don't care about your feelings.
She'd be voted off immediately. She would be a pariah.
Right. So is the deception, the greed, the mixed signals, actually a necessary survival tactic? Are the loyal ones like me and Haeon, who show their cards early, actually playing a losing strategy by making themselves too available?
That is the question. Is loyalty a weakness in the Inferno? It certainly seems like the nice ones are the ones getting hurt the most right now.
Loyalty versus adaptability, the eternal struggle. Thank you for diving deep into the drama with us. This episode was a lot, but I feel like we understand the chaos a little better now.
Until next campfire, keep your eyes open.
Catch you next time.